the line.
Victoria Gray from the Turtle Island News.
Thank you. Good morning, Victoria. Are there any changes or deletions or additions to the agenda? Okay, seeing or hearing none. I'll look to a motion to mover and seconder to adopt the agenda of January 17th.
I'll move it, Sherlyn.
I'll second.
By Sherry Lynn, second by Carrie. All in favor?
Favor. Any
opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion is carried. We have no delegations or presentations on this agenda. I'll look to the adoption of the general finance minutes of December 20th. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the snow today. Quite a bit of snow today.
I'll move it, Sherlyn.
I'll second.
Moved by Sherry Lynn, second by Audrey. Are there any further questions or comments? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion is carried. I'll look to then shifting over to the Building and Infrastructure Committee recommendations. Recommendation 1. I'm sorry, looking to the mover and seconder, Audrey, Councillor Audrey, as well as Michelle, Councillor Michelle. Oh, sorry, Audrey, you're on mute.
How's that?
Perfect.
Now I just lost my, going back to get that, I just lost my motion. Okay, just 1 second here.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, I move. Whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approved to award the water main extension on Onondaga Road between 4th and 5th line project to Avertex Utility Solutions, Inc. in the base amount of $1,061,103, source of funds identified as the Six Nations of the Grand River Economic Development Trust. Whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Economic Development Trust has requested that the Six Nations implement strategies to reduce the burden on the community to utilize a single contractor to connect them with this section of water main. Therefore, that the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approves the additional cost of $100,157.04, which increases Avertex Utility Solutions Inc.'s contract to $1,104,260.04, source of funds identified as the Six Nations of the Grand River Economic Development Trust. I so move.
Thank you, Audrey, for reading that. Looking to the seconder in replacement of Councillor Michelle. Is there a seconder?
I'll second Mark, but is those figures right? Because the wording. Oh, let's see here.
Amount of 1,061,000 and 3. Yeah, it looks like it's.
Comment, Mark?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Thank you, Hazel. I believe that the numbers do read correctly from on my end. I'll look over to Helen first. I see Wendy has her hand up. Helen?
I don't know, but that sounds like an awful confusing resolution. Anyway, maybe it's just because I'm just reading it, but it sounds confusing.
Yeah,
So we're
I think
agreeing
it's more
to
like the
this.
word. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's all the money part sound confusing that go with it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Monday
Is
morning.
Mike on the line to help out?
Mark, on my agenda here, on my Dropbox, that first figure reads 1,061,000. So that one's okay. The next one it reads 100,157. It should be 123,157. This is what I have in a Dropbox.
That's correct, Mark, what you're saying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
123,000.
We do have Mike on the line.
Well, what number is
as
correct?
well.
What number is correct?
123,000 is correct. Is
Are you
Mike
sure?
Montour on the phone?
I think we should
Sorry,
defer this.
Number Director, sorry, just 1 second if we could have some order. Mike is on the line. Mike, if you want to just maybe give a brief, quick response to the concerns.
Yeah, so the number is written is incorrect. The actual number itself, the 123, is the correct number to use. So I messed up on the actual writing it out, so I apologize. The 123,15704, the second number is the correct number to use. The rest of this, my apologies, I was just trying to give context as to the original contract amount and then the rationale as to why we are deciding to change it, and I guess the increased costs to increase the contract. Because with this requires council approval just because of the amount, and it's mainly to bring water services up to property line, because we don't want to burden the community with having one vendor having to provide those service connections. So this removes that burden. Thanks.
Mike, over to you, Wendy.
Thanks. So this doesn't jive for me, because when I read the resolution, it's all about the need. It's Grand River Economic Development Trust request not to have one contractor for the water line. That's what the resolution is. And in order to do that, it's going to cost us an additional $123,000. That doesn't make sense to me. But when I look at the briefing note is all about the delay in getting supplies and the 2-year warranty and issues around the 2-year warranty and problem solving. And a result of that, they extended the 2-year warranty, as I understand it, and they've offered to do hookups to the homes. And that additional work is costing us $123,000. Otherwise, I don't know what the $123,000 is for. So the briefing note and the resolution don't match.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Wendy, for your concern. I will pass it back over to Michael Montour on the response for that concern as well.
Yeah, so sorry about if there's confusion in the briefing and the resolution. I can definitely work to improve that. But I guess the crux of the issue is the fact that the water main, in order to alleviate the community of having to go to Avertex, which is the installer of the water main solely, what we've decided to incorporate into this is to have them connect to the water main and extend it to the property line. That way, contractors can actually connect to where it's left, which would be the curb stop, and bring it into the home. And it can be any contractor, because it wouldn't void the warranty of having to tap into the live water main that was installed. That's going to be in place for 2 years. So It was the trust that suggested we look at a way to remove that, and they've provided, well, our funding submission approval has provided enough to cover that additional cost. So that's all within the budget that they've approved and the allocation they've given us for this project.
So basically it's going to cost us $123,000 so that we don't do anything against the warranty.
Yeah, correct. And we're extending the services to the property line, and to kind of provide some context around equity in the community as well. Previously, homeowners had to pay that out of pocket, but we are working on the reimbursement stream in the water service connection strategy to address that.
So sorry, my supplementary. So my only thing is that if that's what the case is and it's going to cost us that, we're locked into that 2-year warranty, then just say that in the motion so that it's very clear why we're doing this and the whole, because it's misleading and it leaves out that whole section, right? That's why we have to do the 123.
Okay, for sure. I can definitely do that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that, Wendy, as well. Are there any further questions or concerns in relation to the motion? And we will look to that piece of being added. So the motion is clearly stated to the mover and seconder. Are there any further questions or comments? Wendy?
Shouldn't we see the motion before we vote on it?
100%. I'm looking to the mover and seconder.
Yes, I am in favor of Mike redoing that and making it a little bit more clear for council and community. Thank you.
Thanks for that. So just to back to Mike, to your point, then is there time sensitivity on this, or can this be then looked back, to have the motion in front of us on what we're passing?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll rework it, and maybe I'll bring it back next week, whatever meeting there is next week, and I can provide more clarity. And thank you for the guidance around that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for that, Mike. Okay, so we'll just look to is that's okay for the mover and seconder to defer this item until next week, until the further clarity is on the motion.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Hazel, are you okay as well?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, thank you. So that item has been deferred, so that'll lead us into our next item, which is in relation to the audit in the OFNLP. I'll just pass it over to maybe Anna Cecile for background or further context on this recommendation.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's part of our obligation of the contract with OFNLP to submit not only the audited financial statements, but also submit a special report prepared by the auditors for OFNLP. These reports are usually prepared for each of the grants, and they are prepared individually. So in the Dropbox, you will see the special report. We are requesting the approval of council in order to submit that information.
Thank you for that, Anna Cecile. Looking to then a mover and seconder, there's two recommendations. The first one obviously reads whereas the OFNLP agreement requires annual audit financial statements, and that a special audit report prepared specifically for the funds received from the OFNLP entitled Schedule 9.1. Therefore, the Six Nations, the Grand River Elected Council approve for signature and submission to the OFNLP the 2020-21 OFNLP Schedule 9.1 as prepared by KPMG. Is there a mover and seconder to that motion?
I'm not moving. I have a question though.
I'll move, Mark. It's Hazel.
Looking to a mover and seconder, then we'll go to question comment. Moved by Hazel, seconder. Seconder to the motion.
I'll second. Sherilyn.
Second by Sherilyn. Thank you for that. Questions, comments, Wendy?
Yeah, I was just wondering, I missed the last general finance, so I apologize if I'm out of the loop, but shouldn't we go through this special report before we approve it? That's a normal process with any audit process we do, right?
So the special report is based on the audit that has been already approved. The auditors prepare around 100 special reports. And what they do is especially you go to each cost center, which is a lot of detail and operational information. And prepare, like what they basically are validating that what is in books, it's what we are reporting in the audited financial statements.
I understand the reason for it, but OFNLP is one of our big items. I just thought we'd go through it, or normally KPMG will present it, but if council doesn't feel that's necessary, then that's fine.
Question, comment?
Thank you for that, Wendy. Helen?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Even though it's audited when we do our audit, I would like to see the separate audit. I think we should go through it first. Also, I would want to put a motion to the floor to make this report public, to put it on council's website so people can see it and read it. I'm not sure what the report says, but I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Helen.
I know this report is supposed to go out like March or something, but I guess because of COVID, it's late. But yeah, I think council needs to go through it just to, it's been a while since we went through the audit to find out what's happening with the money. And I would want this to be public. I mean, it should be public. It's the community's money, right?
Yeah, to my knowledge, that motion was already passed. I would assume that it was attached to the motion when the audit was actually made public. So, but I'll look to Anna Cecile for further clarification on those pieces.
Yes. So, as mentioned, the auditors come and present the audited financial statements, and all this information is included there. As we are right now in open session, the document it's shared with agenda, so it is public. I don't see why we couldn't, post it in the website. So we can definitely do that. We could go. I'm not clear if the councilors would like the auditors to come and present it. Because again, we have so many special projects, so many special reports. It will be cumbersome to present all of them, but if it's some of them, council is interested because of the amount of money, we can bring the auditors and present the report.
Thanks, Anna Cecile. So I'll maybe just look to again a question: the timing. Is there a sensitivity on the timing for this, or is this an opportunity to then have those come back to full general finance and then look to motion then? Anna Cecile?
We can wait until next council when the auditors try to present. So we can wait until then to submit this.
Okay. So that being said, then I'll look to Anna Cecile to provide those further reports back at the next General Finance with KPMG, and then we'll look to a motion then. So looking to the mover and seconder, if that's okay, to defer that item back to General Finance at the next month.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll remove mine. Yeah.
I'll remove mine too, Mark.
Okay, thanks for that, Hazel and Sherry Lynn. Further questions or comments, Wendy?
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that the reason for that, I know we have a number and I know we passed the audit, but because this requires its own motion, then I think we're obligated to do our due diligence and just do that review of it and just go through. That's where I'm coming from, not to nitpick, but that's finances are a big part of what we do. So I think we have to go through the process. That's all.
Did Anna say bring it back to the next council meeting or finance meeting? I thought she said next council meeting.
Will be
next week.
General finance, Helen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you for that, Anna Cecile and Helen. That being said, then, Council, those were the only two, a very short agenda for this general finance. I will look then to a motion, those two items being deferred back to our next upcoming council meetings. That being said, I will look to a motion to adjourn the general finance open session. Is there a mover? Moved by Wendy, second by Audrey. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion is carried. I hope everybody has a safe, enjoyable snow day today, and can get outside and enjoy some of that weather. Please take care and have a good day.